Hi everyone, this is Dr. Amina Aitsi-Selmi for another episode of Wise Wednesdays. We live in times of uncertainty. Coronavirus seems to be reminding us of that, and yet it's not really unpredictable that these things happen. The plague, wars, various frightening things visit us as human societies and communities on a regular basis. But in the midst of it, we tend to forget and we feel the full brunt of the uncertainty. It brings up a lot of fear and it brings up the need for answers. As a public health specialist, I can tell you now that it's very difficult to predict how the coronavirus epidemic or pandemic is going to play out. So turning to experts, gurus for answers is probably not going to help you. It's just going to be more confusing as you hear differing, contradictory opinions. So what can you do? And do you even need an answer? Having spent some time exploring the guru model recently by traveling to places where the model is still practiced, I've come to certain conclusions and certain distinctions that I think are helpful if you're interested in transformational practices, if you're interested in shifting your identity, questioning your beliefs, letting go of old assumptions that no longer serve you without getting lost or without completely giving up your own wisdom and your own intuition. So here are 4 principles. Number 1, if you're in a sort of helping relationship, whether it's a guru or a therapist or a coach or a mentor, make sure you retain your full sense of authority. Make sure what that means is that you are ultimately making your decisions. You're retaining the power to make the choices that you want to make. So you're taking in guidance, you're contemplating, you're considering, you're even accepting being challenged. But you are ultimately making the final decision in your life. So number 1, retain your own authority. Number 2, make sure you feel safe when you're being vulnerable with this person. So if you're sharing something that you're unsure about, that maybe you feel shame around or you're not very proud of, and you're genuinely seeking help and trying to understand why this happened and how to make things better in the future, then you should feel safe to be able to reveal that level of personal experience with that person. If not, if you feel that you're being shamed or mocked or that it's used against you somehow, then there's definitely something wrong. And listen to your intuition. Pay attention to those red flags. Your intuition is always more important than any external source of information. Of course, the challenge is to know what's your intuition and what's your ego or fear. But we'll come to that another time. Number 3, you should be able to question their approach or ask them to explain how they're making decisions or how they're making suggestions for you, if they're making suggestions for you. You shouldn't have to take something just because they're the guru or the guide or the mentor. In economics, this is called an asymmetry of information, where either real or perceived, the person has extra knowledge, has more knowledge than you, but it shouldn't be in economics, it's a failure, a market failure, or it's a cause of market failure, that somehow you can distort the situation or distort your power in the situation, or give yourself more power in the situation by appearing to have more knowledge. Now, it may be the case that they have more knowledge, but they should be able to explain that to you. They should be able to tell you where the source of knowledge comes from, where you can get it yourself if you want to, and not shroud the process in mystery or complexity. If you feel that that's what's happening, then again, trust your intuition. And number 4, you should notice overall that in this relationship, you are becoming more of who you really are, not more of who the guru or the guide is. So you should find that you're more at peace, you have more clarity, more courage, more confidence in being you. And certainly not copying them, the way they speak or the way they dress or the way they think. Unless you choose that, unless you, in the sense that you integrate that, you've contemplated it, you've considered it, and you think, yeah, this is a good idea. But it shouldn't be a copycat situation. And they certainly shouldn't be trying to mold you into who they are. So, in summary, you don't need a guru. It's helpful to have someone who's gone further than you have on a particular path, on a particular journey, who has more wisdom or more experience and knowledge in a particular area, even if it's pure self-discovery rather than technical knowledge. But you should never abdicate your own power and authority. It should increase when you're interacting with this person. So I hope that's helpful. I wish you a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.